Hello, and welcome to the Hive Mind podcast, where the collective wisdom of the travel industry helps you match travelers with the right destinations and the right hotels. I'm your host, Whitney, founder and CEO of The Hive, a platform designed to give travel advisors organized, actionable insights you can put to work right away. Each week, I sit down for focused, real-world conversations with travel advisors, hoteliers, and supplier partners who know these places inside and out. We break down how each hotel is best suited to a specific client profile, take quick deep dives into destinations, and share pro tips to help you make the most of the Hive. And here's the best part. You don't need to take notes while you listen. Go about your day, tune in, and know that every insight from these conversations is already captured and organized inside the Hive. So it's there when you actually need it. And if you aren't on the Hive yet, you can get resources from this and other episodes when you join our newsletter at thehive.travel/podcast. Today's episode is part of The Stay Guide, where we explore multiple hotels in a single destination to highlight their unique strengths, differences, and the clients they're best suited for. Today, we're focusing on Riviera Maya with Lori Gold, creator of the Resorts of Riviera Maya Facebook group, Explore More Mexico, and the Mexperts membership. And while there are many properties here, more than 500, we'll be diving into her 5 favorite properties, which I'll let her share with you in just a few minutes. The goal isn't to rank or compare, but to give you the clarity and confidence to guide your clients with ease. Let's dive in. Lori, hello. It is so great to have you on the podcast. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
So for anyone who doesn't know, I don't know if there's anyone who doesn't know you at this point, but if anyone doesn't know Lori Gold, she is the master and the whiz and the expert and any other word we can think of and knows all about Riviera Maya. You're based there now, I believe.
Yes.
And you are the creator of the Resorts of the Riviera Maya Facebook group. I don't think there's a single Facebook group that I rely on and go to more often than yours. So kudos to you and thank you. For creating such a resource. And then also the creator of Explore More Mexico and the Mexperts membership. Congratulations, first and foremost, because that's a lot. And
yes.
that requires a lot of passion and dedication and grit and perseverance. I'm sure that building all of these communities and these resources weren't easy. So from the travel advisor community to you, thank you and congratulations.
It's my pleasure.
And today we're going to talk about your 5 favorite hotels, which I feel like I just found the key to the end of the rainbow to know Lori's favorite hotels and to talk all about them.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of hotels here, so it's hard to narrow it down, but hopefully we picked a few good ones.
This is an unfair question that I did not prepare you for, but do you have like just a high level ballpark of the number of hotels that are in Riviera Maya?
So it's hard because it depends on how you classify it.
Sure.
We have like a master sheet, and it basically has majority, if not all, of the all-inclusive resorts on the mainland, as well as some of the more high-end resorts. It does not include the 3 islands or Tulum, and that alone is around like 250. So
your master list without the islands and Tulum is 250.
Right. Okay. Exactly. And then Tulum is like over 100 at this point. And I'm sure the islands, they're probably more around like the 50-ish range, and there's 3 of them. So yeah, there's a lot.
I mean, let's just do like a nice round 500 is what I'm hearing.
500 plus, because there are like a million tiny little hotels in Playa del Carmen and Puerto Morelos and Cancun and all the island. Like there's the big hotels, the chain names, the ones we hear about, and then there's all those tiny ones that that we don't know. So yeah, probably more than like 700.
Yeah, it's really intense. I talk about other areas of the world when it comes to hotels feeling a little bit overwhelming, like Rome or Paris or London. Like when I hear another 5-star opening in Rome, I'm just like, do we need another one? My list is already so long and I already am trying to keep all these straight, but clearly the market is there. But Riviera Maya, I feel like, is on a whole nother level to describe an overwhelming number of hotels. And I think that the first skill I had to learn, and I feel like your Facebook group was such a big support in this, is like 500 plus is not the selection that we're choosing from, or 700 plus for our clients. Like, what's the immediate like filter? that we can apply and like start narrowing it down. Because without that, you go crazy almost just trying to understand all of them,
For
let alone
sure.
keep up with them.
For sure. And I feel the same way though. Like, do we need any more hotels here? And my answer is no, but their answer is yes. I actually just read an article about this, that they're saying, yes, we still have room and we still need more hotels. And I'm like, but do we,
Have you ever had this conversation with like a director of sales or a director of revenue at the hotels? Like, what are their opinions?
No. I think if there's something like there's space in the market for a specific type of hotel, and that would be like a high-ish end family friendly hotel. So something like a Baha Mar here, because we have high-end hotels, but they don't have the water parks, so there's nothing like that here. Also like a more luxury all-inclusive for families, because we have so many for adults. We don't need any more like typical adult only hotels,
Right.
there's enough. But I think there is space in the family market for some newer, unique things there, for sure.
Are any investment private equity firms or hotel owners reaching out to you for consulting? Because I feel like you should be a part of their research.
I would love to be, but no. They just keep building the same things and doing the same things wrong,
Right. Well, okay. So I want to learn about this. So we're going to talk about your 5 favorite hotels, and that's I think we're going to learn what these hotels are doing right. But at the end, don't let me forget to come back and just kind of talk about what are other hotels doing wrong, and not to call out any specific hotels, but I think that these are little nuances that it's like, oh, if this hotel had this one thing, it would be perfect, or it would be so much easier to recommend, or I would have a larger group of clients that I could send here, whatever that answer is. I think those nuances are also so important for advisors to understand. So before we have you share us the list, can you provide a little background on you and Riviera Maya and how you two came together? And
Sure.
What's the backstory of this?
Yeah. I came here on, I think it was in 2009, and it was my first time to the Caribbean, first time to an all-inclusive, and I fell in love with it. And I was very young at that time, and I really did want to move here, but it was not happening at that point in my life. And then I ended up getting married, and I was in Toronto for the long haul. When that ended, I realized I did not have to be there. So I moved here, and it will be 10 years in February. So it's actually been a really long time. Yeah. And I was a travel agent for a majority of that, or half of that at least. I have only until now ever been a travel advisor. I started in university, and it was my only job ever.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so kind of unique in that sense. And then I started my Facebook group, the Resorts of the Riviera Maya, in June of 2020, because I just needed a place to share like the updates in the destination, or I wanted a place instead of spamming all the other groups I'm in. I just wanted kind of my own corner. Like, if you're interested in the resort COVID updates, like, come to my group. And here we are over 5 years later with 28,000 travel agents, probably 24,000 American.
That's insane.
23,000
like 28,000
Canadian.
Travel agents, just an insane number. I think it's on, if you talk to any advisor of like a new advisor coming into the industry, and their question is like, what do I need to know? What do I need to listen to? What base, like Resorts of the Riviera Maya, like they'll be like, I'm not selling Mexico. And we're like, you're fine, get in there.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
You will.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And also at that point, and still, well, at that point, advisors were needing to sell Mexico because it was the only place that was open with no restrictions. But it still is a really kind of complicated, like, people think it's so easy. It's just Cancun, but no, it's not. Like, like we said, there's hundreds and hundreds of hotels, and like you can get it very right or very wrong very easily. And especially like the hotels have very similar names, or but completely different locations. Like there's 2, I don't want to call them out, but there's 2 that have like almost the same name. They recently changed part of one of the names, so it's not as similar, but still it is.
Is it the Hyatt one? Because I always get confused. I always have to Google like 3 times to be like, do I have the right hotel?
Yeah. And it's like a huge difference. So you really don't want to mess around with that. A huge
difference in experience and location.
Yeah. The beach especially. So
I have,
yeah. So that's a big one. So I think people think it is easy to sell or book, but it's actually not, in my opinion, because there's so much to know. And so that is part of why I started, part of like the purpose of my group and why I started it.
Yeah, from the on the overwhelm perspective side of things, there are many destinations where I feel overwhelmed until I get there, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now. Like we're good. I've been to Riviera Maya.
Right.
I've been multiple times,
Doesn't help.
and I'm still like, what?
Yeah. Because there's no like a central area. Like it's
Right.
not like there's a one downtown that you can walk around
Like
and
if
get your
you want to
bearings.
talk about the Papagayo area, like I've got that because that's where I've been, that's where I've stayed, that's where I visited property. So like, but that's like a tiny little slice of 100-piece pie, right? So it's basically nothing. So you started the Facebook group,
yes,
because in other groups during COVID, I imagine you were just getting tagged like Lori lives there. What's the COVID stitch? And you were just answering the same questions over and over.
And I was starting to do site inspections and I was posting in all these groups, but I figure if I'm in all these groups, other people are in all these groups and I don't want to just bombard everybody. So I'll just create my own little corner and whoever wants to come can come, and they're still coming. It grows by about amazing. 60 to 100 a week. And I'm like, where have these people been until
that's
now?
Insane. Well, that's a good question. And where have they been until now? And also that's probably a sign of a lot of people joining the industry too. It's probably a little bit of both.
Yeah, for sure. And then in the next year, in 2021, I started doing paid classes because there currently is not anything out there still. There's like a travel, there is some course, and I did it recently. I actually bought it because I wanted to see what was out there, and it was completely outdated and horrible and had no information. And it said that the best attraction in Cancun was like the conference center or the convention center.
That's what it said.
Yeah, one of the top things to do in Cancun. So anyway, I started to create my own courses, and that went well. And then it came a time where finally in 2022, Canadians were starting to travel again. My clients were, ready to go, but my group was taking so much time, and I had so many more ideas of resources that I could provide. But I'm like, I can't, first of all, keep doing it for free, and second of all, I have to choose between my clients and this new budding thing because I can't do both well. And my clients are suffering. They don't know they're suffering, but I know because I'm not all in, and
right.
I decided to go all in with the agents and launch the membership in May of 22. And now we're just over 42, almost 4,300 members.
Oh
so
my goodness.
It's really exciting.
This is incredible. Yeah. This is incredible. Okay. So if anyone if you're getting 60 to 100 new people in the Facebook group per week, there are people listening who don't know what we're talking about. So we will put links to the Facebook group. Facebook group is bare minimum. Everyone listening, like you have to be a part of the Facebook group. And then within there, like I don't know if it was recent or if I just recently saw it, but it was like a list of everything that's included. Was it included in the membership or included?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I was like, whoa, that is a list. Like a gigantic list.
And it just keeps getting more and more.
I'm sure. Yeah. So we will include links for everything in the description for anyone who wants to go check that out and find out more about it. It's time, Lori. What are your top 5 favorite resorts in the Riviera Maya?
So in no particular order, let's say.
I feel like we have to say that.
Although the first one is kind of in a particular order, but the rest aren't. Atelier, Playa, Mujeres. People call it Atelier. I call it Atelier. Atelier, Playa, Mujeres. Secrets, Playa, Blanca. Palmaïa. Hotel Xcaret, Mexico / Arte. It's similar, very similar properties, sister properties. And Impression, Isla, Mujeres.
It's quite the list. I'm sure that these are your favorites for all different reasons. So without asking like a blanket statement, which I don't think is fair, let's go through one by one.
Okay.
To discuss like each individual property. And then at the end, we'll come back and maybe do some comparisons if it makes sense, because I'm sure that if a client came to you today, I know you're not working with clients anymore, but if a client came to you today, it might be possible that one or two of these might end up on a proposal side by side. So then we can talk about like how to compare them. Let's start with Atelier. Share with me a little bit like high level, like for anyone who doesn't know this property, who's never been there, who's never seen it, like who has no idea what this is. What for you really exceeded expectations kind of in that first impression, like that first time you visited? What were those initial wow moments for you?
I think I call it my slam dunk resort because it sort of just ticks all the boxes. So it has something for everyone, like almost every kind of traveler. I mean, there are specific travel, like ideal clients, which we can talk about, but there is still something for everyone. And I think probably like what exceeded is the rooms and the food, but in
Okay.
my opinion, everything about it is fabulous. So it has nice pools, it has a beautiful beach, it has luxurious rooms, it has amazing food, great service. There is some nightlife if you want it, but it's not like a crazy party resort. There's things to do during the day, but it's not like too much, it's not too little. It literally is a slam dunk resort. It has, I was a vegetarian or vegan for 9 years. I'm not anymore, but they have a really amazing selection of vegetarian food. They have like a vegan menu at every restaurant. I believe they still do.
Wow.
I'm going back this weekend so I can double check.
Amazing.
But that is kind of unique. Like not every resort has that. Obviously, a
Mhm.
lot they're starting to, but theirs were like
Right.
really in depth ones. And generally, it feels like luxurious throughout the whole resort. And of course, I feel like everything's gone up in price. So it has too. I mean, it started off, it's a sort of unknown brand, right? Like they do have
Mhm.
one other property under their umbrella, but it's kind of like just that one property. So it's not super well known, you know?
Right. It's not like you're not going to find it by going to some big global branded website and this pops up. Like it's a little
Yeah,
bit. Mhm.
exactly. Like it started off, I guess they had really good pricing to get people to know about it. Now a lot of people do, but still it's not like you don't hear about it like you do secrets. So I
Mhm.
think it's
Mhm.
just great value for what you get because it does feel like a luxurious experience. But it's all included. You never have to take out your wallet except for tips.
Okay. Yes. So is there, it sounds like everything is perfect, but is there a trade-off at all for this hotel, for this particular hotel? Like, okay, I love Atelier. It's my absolute favorite. There's something for everyone. But like, if you're really looking for fill in the blank, maybe there's a better option.
Yeah, so I think there would only be like two things. The first one is the spa is beautiful, and I don't think I've had a massage. I've done like hydrotherapy, but it's
You should
not
try this
as
weekend, I think.
yeah. I mean, it is my birthday, so yeah.
Oh, happy early birthday. That's super exciting.
Yeah, that's why we're going. Yeah. So maybe I will, but it's not the most like beautiful hydrotherapy area, which some people don't care, some people do care. Like the next property
Mhm.
that we'll talk about does have the most beautiful one, you know, like
Okay.
so
Yes.
that's a good comparison. But I do hear like it's an actually great like experience, and they have really tables with space for things to rest comfortably.
Okay.
Um, so I hear it's really great, but I haven't done a treatment. And the only other thing that I can really think of, and again, this is not a make or break, it depends on the client, is
Right.
its location. So you
Okay.
can't change its location, but its location is good and bad. I mean, not bad, but good.
Mhm.
It's good
Mhm.
because you're in the gated community of Playa Mujeres, so you have that like sense of security or whatever. You're
Mhm.
on a beautiful white sand beach in the Costa Mujeres area, but it is a little bit far from majority of the excursions and tours.
Okay.
So you can do a few things that are close to there, like go to Isla Mujeres, and it's right on a golf course, so there's golf, and there's a few little things here and there. But if clients want to go to cenotes and ruins and zip lining
Right.
and ATVs and animal encounters and all that, that is quite a distance
Probably
away.
not. Yeah, probably not the best. And would you say the same for all of the hotels right in that area?
Yep, all of them. And
Yeah.
that's the downfall
Right.
for all of them. It's still doable. And I talk about this a lot in like my excursions class and in all my classes. But if clients are only planning on doing one tour, then I wouldn't necessarily worry about where you're putting them. Like I wouldn't not choose this if it works just because they want to go to Tulum one day. So they're in the car an extra hour or two. Like it's not the end of the world. I wouldn't base it on that. But if they're the type of people who want to really get out and about and do like a lot of different excursions
Yeah.
or be
Mhm.
close to a town that they can go in, then
Mhm.
no, it's not the right place. But if it's just
Okay.
like one thing or maybe even two things, like make an entire full day out of it, get them out of the resort and do a private tour so that they don't have to stop along the way. They can just go and come, and then it's fine.
I think those are really, really good qualifiers. Like if you have a traveler who is going to spend the majority of their vacation in the spa, and if they really want to get out and about and like have dinners off property or do a lot of excursions, then like those are just perfect kind of talking points of like, I love this hotel for all of these reasons. And also you should know. And it's just
Yep,
kind of part of that like managing expectations conversation, I think.
for sure.
Amazing. Perfect. Which so you said that they have something for everyone. So are there any client profiles that probably isn't like the best fit to go there? Like, are you sending like tiny children all the way up to like adult
So
children? Are you
it's adults
sending
only,
Oh,
so
okay.
but it's 16 plus. So that's also something really
Okay.
unique. Most adult only, there's only two others that start at 16.
Okay.
All the other ones start at 18. So that's kind of nice because it gives you the option to go to an adult only or a nicer. I do find like the adult only resorts are just more high end, so it gives you that opportunity with a 16-year-old. The other two are Hotel Xcaret, Arte, and Casa de la Playa.
Okay.
So it works for all ages. It is a little bit, it's not massive, but it is big in a weird way. It's kind of hard to explain. And so depending on where your room is, it could be kind of a walk to the beach. They do have
Okay.
like golf carts.
Mhm.
But if someone maybe has mobility issues, but on the flip side, I have heard that it's good for people with mobility issues if they're for example, using a wheelchair, it is quite accessible.
Okay.
So, I mean, I would say maybe if someone's not using a wheelchair, but they also have trouble walking far distances, then maybe it
Right.
wouldn't be right. Um,
I do have a lot of clients, especially like in multi-gen families, where
mhm.
you're kind of talking with everyone in the family about what they're looking for and top priorities. And it is a frequent comment of like, I don't want to walk 3 miles to the beach.
Right. This isn't that. And it really depends on where the room is too. So like for
Yep.
example, there's one building where it's definitely further away. And then
Mhm.
but if you book an oceanfront room, like you're not in that building and you're going to be close to the beach. So there's ways to mitigate that as well, where it's not
Sure.
like a huge deal.
Sure. Okay, amazing. I This is a hotel that actually, thanks to your recommendation, I sent a group of female friends. They're like it was
Mm.
coworkers, kind of like it's weird to say that their boss took them on a trip, but that's actually what it was. But like it's like a very small, like intimate team. And it was like a celebratory, like we met our goals for the year, and she was like, "Where should we go?" And I was like, Atelier sounds like a winner. I was like, I haven't been, but it feels like it's gonna like tick all the boxes for everyone. And they had the most incredible time. They really loved it.
That's so nice. And another thing about this hotel, which is not the case at every all-inclusive, is that they do guarantee the type of bedding in the room. So you can book like a king or two queens and guarantee that. And really important, because again, like other ones we'll talk about, not the case, is the bathroom can be fully privatized,
Right.
which is also not the case at a lot of resorts. So those two things are really important for something like colleagues or girls trips that
Mhm.
are sharing rooms or anybody, but
Yep.
especially people who don't maybe know each other as well or aren't as
Who are
comfortable.
not on a honeymoon.
Right.
Yes, amazing. Okay, I love this. Let's go to the second Secrets Playa Blanca.
Hmm.
Tell me about this hotel. What really surprised you when you visited this hotel for the first time? Like what made you really kind of fall in love with it and secure its spot in your top five?
The jungle pool, they have this beautiful jungle pool. It's super unique. It has little, like, not islands because they're not like in the middle of it, but just little like niches all around where they have cabanas and greenery. And there aren't like that many just chairs. There's a bigger part of it where they have a lot of chairs, but in like the jungle kind of area, it's more cabana. So they do have an extra cost, but it is one of the most beautiful pool areas that I've seen. And um,
Sounds really like kind of private and quiet and
yeah,
serene
it's a
if
quiet
I'm
pool in the
imagining it
back.
right. Mhm.
Exactly. It's a quiet pool kind of like in the back of the resort. Secrets does a great job with their pools in general. Like they kind of have a pool for each vibe,
Mhm.
which not all resorts do. And the beach is just spectacular in Costa Mujeres. Like it's a little bit further north than Atelier, and like I just feel like the further north you get, like it just gets better and better. It's just super wide and just stunning there. So the rooms, like it also is kind of a slam dunk. Like everything, they just have something for everyone, and it's just really beautiful. Like the property is just really beautiful.
I looked up the location of this and now I forgot. Is
It's
it
Costa Mujeres, so it's just north of Atelier, like that
okay?
area.
It's in the
Yeah,
same area. Okay. So
yeah, it's just north.
similar trade-offs with the location in terms of excursions and whatnot. Are there any other trade-offs with this particular property, like related to dining, spa, beach, views from the rooms, anything like this?
So their spa is spectacular. Like it's one of my favorites. Their hydrotherapy area is also incredible. So it's not a trade-off, it's the opposite.
Hmm.
It's a selling feature, I would say, is their
Perfect.
amazing. And I didn't have a treatment, I just did hydrotherapy.
Hmm.
But it is like it's outdoor and it's just spectacular. I would say the the in the king bedded rooms, the washrooms or the bathrooms are not private. They're you can close a door, but they're just like slats like this bit. Like there's room in
Okay.
between them. And
Yeah.
even though you're there with someone that maybe you don't like you're sharing a bed with, a lot of people still want that privacy.
Right.
In the double or the queen bedded rooms, they do have more privacy, but in the
Okay.
king ones, they don't. So that is a big deal to a lot of people, actually. Um,
Interesting.
yeah, so that is a trade-off. I felt the food was pretty good, like not as good as Atelier, in my opinion. That's kind of the downfall. But other than that, no, like there's not really a trade-off.
The the privacy of the bathroom situation is not necessarily, I feel like it feels like a resort type of conversation more than a city hotel type of conversation. I don't see very like not I don't
Mm,
know. Maybe I'm making too broad of a stereotype because I'm sure there are city hotels that it's like, well, no privacy. But
yeah,
this is like an important it's it's an interesting, like, it's not a topic that I necessarily want to ask clients about. Like, hey, how do you feel about super wide
right,
open bathrooms with no privacy? Because that might just be a weird conversation with the client. But if you know about the hotel and if you know if it's not super private, then it's just something that you can just straight up mention without knowing your client's preferences.
right,
And then they can decide if that's important to them or not.
right. Yeah, very true. Yeah, it seems to be a big deal amongst travel agents, so I'm sure it is amongst their clients as well.
Right. I mean, if it's that's probably how it becomes a big deal with us is that we have a lot of clients who are mentioning it or who are
Yeah,
specifically.
I mean,
Mhm.
especially if I think it's maybe a bigger deal, if it's a family trip and maybe like there's teenagers sharing a room, type of thing,
Mhm. Mhm.
versus like couples. But still, like I said, even some couples are not okay with that. So, yeah,
Secrets is adults only as well, right?
yeah,
Okay. So no families here. I imagine it's 18 plus because you said there's
it's
very
18
few that
plus.
do.
Yeah,
Okay. So it's 18 plus. Um, Otherwise good for any adults only kind of client profile. Um, okay, Palmaïa. This is in a totally different area of Riviera Maya,
yes,
right?
yes,
Okay. So
yes.
talk to me about Palmaïa. What are some of the selling features from your perspective?
So it is extremely unique. There's nothing else like it. I don't know if there's anything like it anywhere, to be honest, not just here. Um, it's in Playa, so it's in the gated community that is just south of Playa del Carmen. And it
Hmm.
too has a spectacular beach, usually. Um, when there's sargassum, you never know. But
Hmm.
typically, it is just the most beautiful beach. And it is the last hotel in Playa. So even
Okay.
though all beaches in Mexico are public, it is pretty private because it's just the last one. So there's nothing past it on one side. On the other side of it is Sandos Playa, and it's not very well known that it is their sister property. They don't want to be known for that because Sandos is
Hmm.
quite different. It's
Okay.
much lower end.
Okay.
But what's nice is that guests of Palmaïa, if they want to, can use the facilities at Sandos if there's anything that they want over there.
Okay.
So Palmaïa is like a wellness resort. It's all about connecting with yourself and just doing kind of unique activities that you don't get at a lot of resorts, like a lot of different yoga type classes and sound healing and meditations, and really just that kind of thing versus activities by the pool. There's no one with like a microphone trying to get you to do aqua aerobics. Like that's not
Mm-hmm.
happening there.
Mm-hmm.
It's relatively small and intimate. It's built like lengthwise along the ocean, so it can feel maybe like a 5 or 10 minute walk, but it's like the main area where the pools are and everything is relatively small, and
Mm-hmm.
the food is really unique because it's plant based, and then you can add animal protein if or substitute for animal protein, but it
Okay.
comes plant based, and same with the
Interesting.
cocktails, like they come as mocktails, and then you can add alcohol.
Interesting.
And they don't use refined sugar, seed oils, like all those things. Like there's nowhere else that does that, especially that it's all inclusive.
Right.
Like there are other resorts that or other hotels in other places that might do that, but not on to this level. And the food is just amazing. Like it's really incredible food. The pizza is insane, even. And
When you say it's all inclusive, does that also include all of the wellness type activities?
yes,
When your business starts to grow, the pressure grows right along with it. Bigger clients, more complex trips, and not nearly enough time to feel fully prepared. That's where the Hive comes in. It helps you build confidence faster with instant access to organized hotel details, destination insights, and real advisor experiences. Instead of scrambling or second guessing, you could step into calls and proposals knowing you've got the knowledge to back you up. The Hive helps your confidence grow as quickly as your business. Want to see how it works? Head to thehive.travel and take a look inside. That's amazing.
it
There's not
does.
very much of that for there are definitely like or not that I know of anyways of like people who are looking for you can definitely find an amazing spa and you can definitely find resorts that have like a sort of wellness program, like different things going on.
Mhm.
But combined with all inclusive is not that the spa and wellness is included in the all inclusive, that's much harder to find.
Yeah, for sure. Um,
Amazing.
it's really eco-conscious. Like they don't use single-use plastics. They don't use like leather or suede. But yeah, they have a lot of different like holistic experiences throughout the day. They also have like these on-site cenotes, which some other hotels do, but it's not often or not common that you can swim in them. Like often they're just to look at, and these ones
Right.
they do have one or two that anyone can go in, and then they have like two or three in their spa, which is
Okay.
beautiful. Like the spa is really, really cool. And part of your experience is going in a cenote. So that is really, really unique and different. And all the dining is a la carte. So there's no buffets.
Okay. So all inclusive, but no buffets. Is it adults only?
So it's
Right.
not. And a lot of people
Okay.
would think it is.
Right.
However, and they
Do
just
they have
made the
like
move.
kids yoga?
They probably, I don't know for sure. They probably do, but they just made the move that it's only kids 4 and older are allowed. So before
Okay.
it was like anybody could come, and now it's only kids 4 and older. And
Interesting.
their kids club is like Montessori style. Like there's no electronics. Like they use things in nature. And they also recently made a rule that they will only have a maximum of 70 kids on the resort at any time, and you're only allowed 2 kids per family. But anytime I've
Okay.
been there, you almost never see a kid. Like they do have a kids club, and they
Okay.
do literally have a little water park in the middle of the resort, in the middle of the pool. Like not a huge one, like a very mini one. So you can
Yeah.
have kids, but it's you would
I'm
think it
trying
would
to
be adults
see.
only.
I can't, honestly, I can't even find like a kid's information on their website. So if I wasn't talking to you about this, I would fully just assume that it was adults
Yeah.
only.
Yes,
Okay.
because it is that
Okay.
vibe. But that's why it's nice to have the Sandos next door, so that if kids want more than it offers, you can head over there.
You could go over there.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay. So this feels like it is for a pretty specific client profile. What types of clients like it's I'm pretty crunchy. This sounds pretty crunchy in the best way, but like I can imagine clients who are like vegan and I have to add my protein, like get out of here. So I think how do you qualify the ideal client profile for this type of experience?
Well, yeah, I mean, for sure, vegan or vegetarian clients would love it, though also those who have food intolerances. those who are into wellness, and also just healthy food. Because, like I said, you still can add your
Hmm. Hmm.
maybe not to every single dish, but they do have animal protein. But there's no other resort that offers like no refined sugar and no seed oils. You're not going to find
Right.
that anywhere
Hmm.
else. So don't quote me. I believe those two things are still the case there. Um, so double check if you're listening to this. But anyone who's like super health conscious, but still wants
Hmm.
to be able to go and relax and not have to take out their wallet and worry and have like really
What's
delicious, healthy
their,
meals.
sorry to interrupt you, what's their fitness center? Like do they have like a really nice gym or fitness area, or is it more
Yeah,
like
it's not
wellness, like
huge.
spa? Okay.
They do have, it's not huge, but they have it, yeah, it definitely exists. It's nice.
Um, if if clients are not interested in all of the spa and wellness, or if they're like, well, I'm going to go, maybe I'll go get a massage on one day, but I'm not going to do this stuff every day. Do you feel like it's still like,
Yes.
are they going to feel like they're missing out on things, or it's still like,
No,
no, like it's
that's the
still an
thing.
amazing experience, even if you're not doing a
Exactly.
sound bath twice a day?
You can choose exactly that's exactly what one thing I was going to say is that like you have the option to do that or not, but it's not in your face. Like the
Okay.
platforms or the yoga shalas or like the areas where you do these things are like hidden in the jungle and you don't
Okay.
see them unless you go there. It's
Okay.
not like they're just
Okay.
everyone's like out on the beach doing like things right in front of
Yeah.
you necessarily.
Right. Like making you feel guilty for ordering a cocktail
No,
with alcohol.
no, 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 not at all. Not at all. No, it's
Um,
very chill.
it it sounds like for some clients who might like a couples or friends who are like looking for different things. If you have someone in a couple or a group of friends who's like super into wellness and spa, but others are just kind of like, yeah, maybe a little bit, but not really. Like it feels like maybe it could kind of tick all those
Hmm.
boxes because you can't go to any resort and assume that the spa is going to be great. Like if I know that a client is really looking forward to the spa, that that's going to be a part of their experience. Um, I'm looking very like into detail into the spa and the offerings and the treatments and like to make sure that because not all spas are created equal.
This one's amazing.
Amazing.
Really unique. Yeah.
So is there anyone that you would feel like any type of client profile that you feel like wouldn't be the right fit, or it's really just making sure?
It's yeah, a lot. Because I feel like it is not for everyone. I mean, it can like if you want entertainment and activities and things going on the whole day to keep you kind of entertained, it's not that place. Like I
Okay.
really think it's if you just want to relax or you want to lean into like the spirituality, like holistic
Hmm.
wellness side,
Hmm.
it's good for both of those. But if you want a lot going on, then absolutely not. And you have to like want that healthy food. You have. I mean, they still have like a burger or pizza, like I said, but it's like high quality, like healthy. It's
Yeah.
not, so you really have to want that.
How would you compare these two locations that we've talked about so far? So, where Atelier is located versus where Palmaïa is located. Is this ever a part of your discussion with clients?
100%. So Costa Mujeres area is north of Cancun, and
Hmm.
so they're both around the same distance from the airport, like Playa del Carmen and Costa Mujeres. But Costa Mujeres is known to have the best beaches and have the least amount of sargassum because Isla Mujeres, the island of Isla Mujeres, is right across from it, and it blocks
Hmm.
that sargassum
Blocks
a
it.
lot of times from coming. Versus Playa del Carmen, not so much. So
Hmm.
Palmaia generally has the absolute stunning beach. It can have sargassum, but it's in an excellent location for, first of all, going right into Playa del Carmen. It is technically walkable. It's far because, like I said, it's the last hotel in Playa Car, and so
Hmm.
it's it's far to get into town, but it's
Hmm.
a super quick cab to get into town. So if you want to be close to a town and be able to go and walk around, maybe have a meal outside, do some shopping, and then you're also close to like all different kinds of excursions as well. So
Hmm.
it's in the central, right in the middle of the destination.
Amazing. Okay. What is next on the list?
Hotel Xcaret, Mexico, and Arte.
So you said they're sister properties. So I've heard of these properties, but I don't know a lot about them. So can you describe this situation for me?
Sure. So
Are they like next to each other?
they're on one property.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
they don't have exchange privileges unless you have a specific room category. So
Okay.
they're completely, let's just for ease say that they're completely separate
So there's
properties.
actually 6 on this list. I see what you did here.
Oh, well, I'm just going to talk about
I'm
them as
just
one.
joking. I'm just
but
joking.
but yeah. They so until recently they each had 900 rooms. Now Mexico, they just built an additional 900 rooms, so
Oh, wow.
1,800, and then 900 at Arte, and then
Okay.
their third sister property, La Casa de la Playa, which is boutique 63 rooms. Um,
Hmm.
I guess that would probably be my favorite because it's so unique. But these ones are more mainstream, and so I wanted
1800 to
to.
63 is like a vastly different experience.
Yes, it is. So, well, we can maybe throw that in after, but for now, we'll talk about these
Okay.
two. And
Okay.
I think what makes them unique, there's two major things that makes them unique. One is that they are they're Mexican through and through, and most properties that they're building these days, anywhere in the
Mhm.
Caribbean, like you don't know where you are.
Where you
You could
are.
like if
Hmm.
you're blindfolded and put there, like you wouldn't know which
Yeah.
country you're in.
Yeah.
And that's not the case with Xcaret. You really do feel Mexico in every sense
In
of
an
it.
authentic way and not like a cheesy way.
It is. It is. They this it started with the Xcaret Park. The owner also owns the Xcaret, all their parks, but the Xcaret is their flagship park, and then they opened all their parks, and then they opened the hotels as well,
Okay.
to service the to why not? And so they,
Right.
they they have a longstanding history in the destination with culture
Okay.
and just everything Mexico. And
And when
the
you say
other,
park, it's like an amusement park, right?
so sort of, so they have Xcaret, Xalha, Explore, Senses, Cenotes, and Xochimilco. So there's six kind of parks.
Okay.
They had another one; it's closed right now. They're kind of redoing it, and then you also get and then they also have tours to Tulum and Chichen Itza and a catamaran tour. And they recently um, bought ferries to both islands, to Isla Mujeres and Cozumel. And all of that is included in your stay. All of those
Wow.
parks and tours and ferries and catamarans and everything I just said
So if you
is
stay at
included.
either one of these hotels that you've mentioned, including La Casa, the boutique, then
Hmm.
entrance to all of these parks and ferries and situations is included?
Everything's included.
I
And
feel
that's
like
what makes it.
this sounds like Disney World, like the number of
It is, but
parks
it's
and
not.
okay.
Yeah, because it's just not as crazy busy, and it's
Okay.
also free. So, um,
Clear distinction.
right. Like, I mean, not free, but you don't have to buy your hotel and then get a park pass, a
Yeah.
park
No,
hopper or
I just
whatever,
mean like the number of parks and the number of things to like consider and make
Yeah.
decisions. I'm almost feeling a little bit overwhelmed just listening to this list,
And
but
it
okay.
is overwhelming. And I have a class that I do with a friend of mine who is one of their top sellers, and it's like, I think we do a class on all the three hotels and all the parks and tours, and it was like 6 hours. So it like we
Okay.
don't have
That makes
time.
me feel better. That's okay. So I'm
Yeah.
not supposed to understand this in 60 seconds.
No,
Okay,
no,
got
no,
it.
no. But super unique because your excursions are all included. And some of those parks are on the like campus, the Xcaret campus. So some of them are not, but Xcaret Park and Explore and Senses, those are all within biking distance, or they have buses that take you around as well every like 20 minutes to the parks. So you just come and go as you please.
Okay.
And you can do everything from zip lining to um, underground caves to ATVs. There's Xcaret has aquariums and aviary and tons of cultural things. Like it's endless.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
endless.
So I have small children. So the first thing that I always think about with this type of experience is like, how young is too young? Like what, in order to really like to be able to go on rides or something, like what is, do you know
Well,
the
there's not
kind
actual
of
rides.
parameters? Oh, okay.
I mean, there's like a boat ride, but no,
Okay.
otherwise it's
It's
like
not, so it's not like a roller coaster situation.
no, not at all.
Okay. Got it.
They do have like the world's first 5-in-1 water slide, which is like massive and crazy. I don't know how old they are, but I'm sure they're too young. Um, it depends on the park. Xcaret is great for all ages. There's like little kids areas, and it's more of just like it's kind of like a zoo with culture. So there's like a lot
Okay.
of animal things and cultural things. And then there's snorkeling and underground rivers and things like that.
Cool. Okay. Got
And
it.
Shalha is mainly water activities. And again, it can be good for anybody. But Explore, I believe, starts at 5, and Cenote starts at 6. I don't know the age for Senses, but it probably is 5 as well for majority of the things. So younger kids can visit some of the parks and do some of the things, but
Mhm.
for the most bang for your buck, I would say like 6 and above, probably 5 and
Sure.
above,
Okay.
to be able to do most things.
Right. One of the most valuable conversations we can have is around hotels in a single destination, really digging into what makes each one unique and who they're best suited for. For the Stay Guide, I'm looking for advisors who have personally visited 3 or more hotels in one city, region, or island and are ready to share their takeaways. If that sounds like you, I'd love to have you join me for a future episode. Head to thehive.travel/podcast to fill out the interest form and tell me more. Okay, let's get back to the hotel. So it has some slight distraction there because I don't know
We could talk
anything
about that
about the
forever.
park, and
Yeah.
it's interesting. Do you send clients to the hotels if they're not going to do all the parks and situations? Or is this clearly like something that you're planning to do?
You could, because like they're stunning. The food is really good. It's like, especially in Arte. Arte is, art, and they have 6 casas or buildings, and they all have their own theme. So like there's a painting workshop in one, there's weaving, there's pottery, there's dance, like there's music, like there's different, it's really kind of immersive in that way, and really some really cool dining experiences and just the most stunning spas, and the hotels look like they're just absolutely incredible, like with rivers themselves, and you can like paddleboard in the like river system, and snorkel and kayak and things like that. So like, yes, you can, but kind of like you're paying for all those parks anyway, so might as
Yep.
well like take advantage of something.
Yep.
I would say most people are doing it, not every day necessarily. And
Sure.
the cool
Sure.
thing is that because of all the inclusions, the resorts themselves aren't typically like super busy.
Super
Like
packed.
yeah, like you can pretty much always find a chair and things like that, because half the people are out doing things,
So
doing
when
one of
we
those.
started this and you said 1800, like internally, I was like, hard pass. but now that you've kind of described that there's so many things for people to be out doing, and that there's not 1800 people trying to sit at the pool at the same time.
Not at all, not at all. And even in the new part of Xcaret, Mexico, they have like a mini hotel that like little kids can run, like a fake hotel. Like they really,
Oh,
and now they have a water park over there. So they did add quite a lot to their new section, but it is pretty peaceful during the day. Again, it's not the type of hotel that you're gonna have like people with microphones trying to get you to like do all the activities. Like you're
right.
kind of just chilling during the day, or you're out at
The entertainment is at the park, not
yeah,
at the hotel. And that's nice
exactly.
because if you're out at the park all day one day and the next day you just want to chill and relax and have some peace and quiet, then it feels like a good balance.
And they do also have things open at night. Like one of their parks is open at night, so you can like zip line through like a ring of fire. It's all lit by torches, and they have a show also, like a massive Mexico spectacular show at one of the parks at night. So there's things like morning to night available.
Wow. Okay. So you included both Xcaret Mexico and Arte on the list. So how do you differentiate the two experiences? If someone's like, we definitely want to go to Xcaret, but now we need to decide between La Casa Boutique, Arte, and Mexico, like how are you guiding? I know that this is a 6-hour course. So what's the
Yeah,
like
well,
high
it's easy.
level
It's
bullet
easy.
points?
Arte is adults only or 16 plus. So is Casa de la Playa.
Easier.
So if you
Easy.
have
Okay.
kids, you're in
Perfect.
Mexico.
You're in Mexico. Okay.
Casa de la Playa is a completely different price point than
Much higher,
Arte,
right?
much higher. You get,
Okay.
not only do you get all those inclusions, but you get extra experiences, like really unique experiences just for people staying there. Each room has a jellyfish a jellyfish tank with like baby jellyfish in it. All the
Oh.
rooms have private pools. Like they're just
Oh,
spectacular.
okay.
They have
Okay.
a wine room where you can just go in and choose your own wine. They have a chocolate room where you can just go in and choose any chocolate. Like there's nothing like
That
it.
sounds incredible.
Yeah,
Okay.
so check it out.
And then Arte is adults only, but a lower price point than La
Yes,
Casa. Okay, so it
exactly.
does feel like pretty quickly, depending on who you're talking to, you can kind of identify which is going to be the best option. Okay. Okay. What are the trade-offs? I mean, like other than someone who is like, I have absolutely no interest in these parks and I'm never going to leave my room, which I don't, that's odd. That's probably not the case. Are there any other trade-offs like that we should consider?
Yeah, I mean, they're really big properties. So you're walking and there's no way to
Okay.
get around besides that. And they
Okay.
do have like bridges and like uneven paths. So it's not ideal for someone with mobility issues or using a wheelchair or walker or anything like that. Um, a massive point of contention for agents is that they do not guarantee connecting rooms and they only really allow 4 in a room. Massive
Okay.
deal. And that's when you said we were going to circle back to this, but this
Yeah.
is one of those things that even with the new section, they built it from the ground up and they still did not
Okay.
make it so that you can, they do have them, but they do not guarantee them.
They won't guarantee them. I don't like, I started my career in hotels. Like, I don't understand why this isn't like the conversation, like you said, from the ground up. Like if you are renovating a property and you didn't make all these decisions, or it's an old building, you know, that you're trying
Yeah.
to preserve, like there's like a whole host of reasons that I'm like, totally get it. But when you're building something from the ground up,
No
I
excuse.
don't understand. Don't understand.
And like they, like I said, they made them, but they still just for some reason are not guaranteeing them. And or they could have made family suites, you know, like
Yeah.
it, yeah, because they maybe don't know, don't care, don't realize how much business they're losing because of that, because agents can't even offer it, you know?
Well, it's like when you are a family with small children and you are paying for 2 rooms, the question mark of are we going to get connecting rooms, all the like that stress that creates all the way up until the moment that you arrive at the front desk is not worth it. Like
Yeah.
it's
And
not
they're not
worth
the
it.
best at even giving, like they just sometimes separate buildings, you know, like just
Separate buildings. Oh my gosh.
that's common here though. It's I don't get it.
That's no, I totally understand how like you're serious about losing business. It's not like, oh, the family's going to go anyways and they hope for the best. It's like, no.
No. No,
Separate
they won't
buildings is
go.
not, it's one thing to have a separate room down the hallway, but like separate buildings
Could
is
be.
really crazy.
It could be. There's
There
just
are
no
plenty of
guarantee.
clients, right? There are plenty of clients who would just be like, we're just going to go somewhere else where we
100%.
know in
And it,
advance that we're going to be comfortable and we have what we want. And my goodness.
it's a shame because like there's nothing else that compares to it because it's so unique.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I
also the beach is not, the
yes.
beach can be rocky in some
Okay.
areas. They don't have, it's not, I mean, it's nice, but they don't have seating really by the beach.
Okay.
Like on the sand, they don't have like service and seating down there.
Okay.
They have, if you look at like a picture of it from above, you'll see that they have these beautiful lagoons, and there's sand in there, and there's like beaches on their lagoons. So it's actually nice because it's calm, clear water. So it's actually great for kids,
Mhm.
and you're protected from like sargasm and things like that.
Mhm.
But it's not like if you have a beach lover, it's not the resort for them
That's good to
necessarily.
know. That's good to know.
Yeah.
For multi-gen families, you mentioned that there's a room category that offers privileges. So
Yeah.
would you put like the grandparents or the adults in a specific room category in Mexico to get access to Arte, or that's not how it works?
No, because they're such big properties, like I don't know that it's worth it to stay in completely different resorts.
Mhm.
Even though you could stay, for example, like at Arte and then in certain room categories have access to Mexico, but
Okay.
Mexico also has an adult only building. So that's what I would do if there was a
Oh.
multi-gen,
Oh.
is I would
Okay.
book them in Mexico and then have that adult only building over there.
Okay. So it is possible with shared privileges, but that's not like the most common setup that you're
Yeah,
seeing or
like
recommending.
I would say it's probably like if people are staying in Arte in those rooms and they're staying for a few nights and they're like, oh, I'm gonna go check out the restaurants at Mexico, but like
Sure.
not like it's just too big of a properties. They're
Mhm.
too big that you wouldn't really see them unless you like if you didn't want to see them, it'd be good, but otherwise,
Mhm.
I wouldn't do that.
Okay. Um, Perfect. The last one, Impression Isla Mujeres.
Yes, the most impressive. Well, one of the most impressive.
Oh, so these were not in order. You were not lying. Okay, so tell me what's really like, what's the wow factor for you here?
The views. It has the best views
Okay.
in the Mexican Caribbean for sure.
Wow.
The most stunning
Okay.
views. You're
We're not
you're
messing
looking.
around.
Mm-mm. It won the most Instagrammable hotel in the world for 2 years in a row.
Okay.
So it is the views are just absolutely stunning. You're looking back to Cancun, and it's the color of the water is insane. And they have it's built kind of like on the side of a cliff, and they just have
Mhm.
like pool and then another pool and then another pool and then another pool, just all overlooking the ocean. Um,
Um,
it's just
Amateur question.
you're
How
good.
do you get here?
Yeah, no, that's part of the benefit of this hotel is that um, you normally to get to Isla Mujeres, you take the ferry, but included with
Right.
your stay at Impression Isla Mujeres, they have two private boats that they take you on from their marina. So
Okay.
you, it's. I just did a reel on this on Instagram because it is like a whole excursion just getting there. It's like a free
Right.
excursion because
Yeah.
you go on this beautiful private catamaran and the water is like turquoise. You could see like turtles and things along the way, and it's
Cool.
it's just
This is how I feel
beautiful.
about Venice. I'm always just like,
Mm.
tell the driver to go slow on your boat to get to the hotel. It's
Yeah,
like it's a
yeah,
whole experience just to get to the hotel itself. So
exactly.
is that included in race or is
hmm
it something that's
It's oh,
like
no, it's
it's
included.
included?
It's
Okay.
included. The only reason you wouldn't do it is if the weather was like not good enough, and then you would have to go on the ferry. But they would like take care of that for you.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
no, it's included.
Okay. So
Yeah.
they kind of meet you at the airport and
No, they don't. They should. They don't do that part. You do have to get
okay.
to the marina yourself, and
Okay.
then once you get to
Okay.
the marina, they have a little welcome couch area. You can like do your pre-check in, have like a drink and snack, and then go.
Okay. Amazing. So who are the client profiles that you feel like absolute slam dunk for this property?
Um, those who want like an exclusive luxury experience, really like almost anyone except you have to want to be on Isla Mujeres. Like you have to want to be on a
Okay.
small island because sure you can go back to the mainland, but why? Like I would say
Well,
it's
who
more.
doesn't want to be on a small island? Somebody who wants to do a lot of excursions like
Mhm.
to Chichen Itza or something? Okay.
Yeah, and people do them from there, which I can't imagine, but they do.
Feels like a lot, but
It's a
okay.
lot. It's a lot. It
How
involves
long is the boat? Sorry to keep cutting you off from the
it,
air, like the airport, the marina
it
to get over
it's
there.
about the catamaran is 45 minutes and the
Okay.
speedboat is 25 minutes.
Okay.
So depending. So let's say 30 to 40 minutes.
Okay.
Um, it's not their beach is beautiful, but it's tiny. So it's not you can't walk on it. Like you can't walk
Okay.
either way. Like it's like
Okay.
this big. It's beautiful, but it's like really
This is
small.
a views and a swimming pool vibes
But
are
the beach is lovely, and they have hammock like not hammocks, but nets. Yeah, hammocks over the ocean
okay.
down there,
Cool.
and they have a water
Hmm.
slide that goes into the ocean.
That's
So
cool.
so that's really unique too.
Okay.
Um, so you people who aren't super like there are beautiful beaches on Isla Mujeres. Playa Norte is stunning, and you can go on long walks on it, but it is a car ride away. You have to go, downtown
Are
to
people,
get to it.
yeah. So you mentioned like not everyone wants to be on Isla Mujeres. Is this an island that you kind of want to get off the resort and go explore, or do most people go
Yes.
to this resort and just hang
No.
out?
Well, most people do go to this resort and hang out because it's quite expensive and it's beautiful, and you're not going to want to leave. But um, most people who go to Isla Mujeres on an excursion, they rent a golf cart and just explore the island. Like that is what
Okay.
most people do when they go there. So you can do that from this hotel. Um, they do take you on a tour. It's a bike tour though. It's like an e-bike tour in the mornings to the highest point in the Mexican Caribbean, and I believe it's the first point that the sun rises in Mexico
Oh, cool.
at Punta Sur. There, it's beautiful. It's like these cliffs, and this part of Mexico is completely flat, so that's cool. But yes, definitely like recommend exploring the island and going to like the downtown. It's on the opposite end of the island from the downtown, but it's not a huge island, so you
Right.
can get there
Right.
quickly
Okay.
and explore downtown, and the beaches there are beautiful as well. Um, so They do have some wellness activities too. Like I've done the sound healing there and things like that. So they have, I did, was it candle making that we did? Macrame. So like some unique kind of cool activities as well. Great for like honeymooners or anniversaries, but not great for, again, those with mobility because there's tons of stairs to get up. It's like
Okay.
very steep. They
Okay.
do have a ramp, and they have an elevator, but it's really for staff. Like they can take you if you need, but it's not meant for
Right.
that necessarily.
Okay. Okay.
So, and then once you get to the top, like not the top, but the midpoint, then there's
Mhm.
like elevators to get to the top.
Sure. Okay. Okay.
But to get to the beach, it's like a lot of stairs down or a steep ramp. So, not super ideal for that.
Is this an adult only hotel also?
This is adults only. Yep.
Okay.
It's really small. It's boutique. It's all a la carte, also no buffet dining,
Okay.
good
So it
food,
is,
good.
it's adults only, all inclusive.
Mm-hmm,
Okay. But no buffets. Okay, got it.
mm-hmm.
Um, spa,
Spa's
dining.
beautiful. Yeah,
Okay.
really, really
Okay.
nice. Yeah,
This
it's
is an
cool.
incredible list of hotels that I did not know very much about before today's conversation. So I'm already like mentally like, well, I need to plan 5 personal trips
Right,
now, and
and
I'll
now you're
take
an
the kids on
expert.
that one, but not.
Yep,
I'm not an expert until I go through 6 hours of Xcaret
Xcaret. Yeah,
with
fair.
you. Okay, so two things that I promised, and you have spent so much time with me already, so I promise to make this quick. Comparing some of these hotels side by side, just kind of, thinking through if you have a certain client profile, more than one of these hotels is really going to fit or to be like a potential option that we could include on a proposal. And also, what are hotels doing wrong? So let's do the what are hotels doing wrong first. What are you, when you're visiting, that you're like constantly seeing like, oh my God, not again? Or if one hotel just did X, they would sell out every night. Like
Yeah,
what's the short list of things you're constantly seeing?
it's pretty much all things we've spoken about already. The private bathrooms, and the non-guaranteed connecting rooms, because it's
Mhm.
not just these hotels or it's not just Xcaret that I mentioned, but a lot of hotels don't.
Or not,
Um,
yeah.
I think that, like I mentioned, that there's no buffets at some of them, and I think not just this list, but like I do think that every hotel should have a buffet open for all 3 meals, because there are people that want that, at all 3 meals, and I'm one of those people. So,
Big
at,
buffet fan, huh?
I am, and I just don't want to sit down for like a whole meal necessarily, but I also don't want to grab like a burger, like I
Mhm,
want to just have a decent meal when I want it and not have anything fancy. And
mhm.
um, a lot of families want that, and some family resorts don't have them open for dinner. And I think that that should be at every resort, a buffet for all 3 meals.
Especially with families, I think
Yeah,
is
but also
also,
adult
but
only.
not always, but also at adult only, because most
Yeah,
of your list is adult only. So there's also a
yeah.
theme here.
Hmm.
So private bathrooms and connecting rooms. So I think what I'm hearing is the frustration is we have all these new hotels opening. The first question is, do we need another hotel? And then a brand new hotel is built and they have open bathrooms and they won't guarantee connecting rooms.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else offhand.
Well, Lori, if you want to open a hotel, like maybe that's your next endeavor, and we can put this we can put this to the test.
Yeah.
So always all private. Imagine Lori's hotel would be all private bathrooms, um, buffets for 3 meals a day,
Hmm. Guaranteed
and
connecting water
guaranteed
park.
connecting rooms. Water
Water
park.
park, pickleball, not, and none of these things are necessarily for me. Well, maybe the buffets, but just people want the things, and
People
a
want what they
coffee
want.
shop. Like I don't even drink coffee, but I want a coffee shop. I want to be able to like grab even an iced tea or a little quick treat of some sort.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
I was recently at a resort without one. It was sad.
Yeah. Okay. So
Oh,
of
one more
these,
thing. One more thing.
yeah.
I went to 2 resorts recently where they only had one pool area, and that is a problem for me. There needs to be at
Mm.
least 2 pool areas, because if you don't want to hear the music going on at that pool area, you don't have a choice, and I don't think that's right.
Yes. That is also a qualifying thing for me of like understanding what the pool ambiance is. Like, do we have a DJ in the background? Is there
Yeah.
Zumba going on? Or is it like super quiet and chill? Because everybody wants something different. And I do think that that's a really good thing to understand what the resort offers and understand what your clients are looking for.
Hmm.
Um, okay. Final question for you. Which of these hotels do you feel like most often might appear on a proposal, like kind of side by side? I know it
Probably,
depends on the client profile, but
yeah, but Atelier and Secrets Playa Blanca for sure. And
especially
maybe
because
even
they're in a similar location.
yeah, and maybe even Impression, but those two for sure. The others are kind of
So,
too unique.
right. So, yeah, you're right. So if a client comes back and they're like, okay, these are both awesome, like we can't go wrong, like help us, like what should we, how can advisors guide clients through like the decision making process of like, let's say they're apples to apples, both are available, the room category you want is there. Let's say the price point is exactly the same. We understand that it's probably not, but take the price out of the conversation and just focus on the experience of what a client's going to experience here versus here. How do you guide them through that conversation?
That's when like really coming and doing site inspections is so helpful because there's things that you wouldn't necessarily know, not only site inspections but staying. And so if like
Mhm.
if you're going to sell
Same
this
for sure.
area and you want to sell it, to come and as much as you can, as often as you can, for as long as you can, and see and do so many things, because the differences are small. Like for example, like the food, you don't know that necessarily unless you've eaten at both, right?
Right.
um, which I have, so I
And
can say
food is so
Atelier is better.
personal.
It is, but it's also like they're different levels, kind of,
Yep. Mhm.
um, and I love Atelier is one of my, if not my favorite, it's one of my top two. But the pools aren't like stunning compared
Mhm.
to other resorts. Maybe like Secrets Playa Blanca has better pools, nicer pool,
Mhm.
prettier pools. You know what I mean? Like the pools are
Sure.
nice at Atelier, but they're not like, oh my God, let me take a picture of this. It's so beautiful,
Right.
like
Mhm.
it can be at Secrets Moksha
Mhm.
has stunning pools. So it's kind of like and maybe those aren't little things, but things that you might not think to think about to
I
know what's
think they're
important to people.
important. I think they're
Yeah.
important nuances when we get to this part of the conversation of like dates, availability, client profile. Like we've really filtered down, and now we're looking at these two resorts,
Mhm.
and we just need to make a decision. I think that that's when these nuances do become really important. I've
Right.
had clients straight up tell me, we are not going to spend any time on the beach. The beach is not important to us, no matter where we stay. So like we want beautiful pools.
Mhm.
So now, then we, and those particular clients I'm thinking of, like food is not, they're not big food people. They want good food. They don't need great and unique and extraordinary food. And so they would probably be like Secrets Playa Blanca people,
Right.
just based
And
on these nuances.
right. But then it also comes down to like both of those hotels in particular have upgraded categories. So Inspira or Inspira at Atelier, and then Preferred Club. And so if let's say we're talking about that, and we're going to book clients in one of those,
Hmm.
um, which amenities are more important of those? Like Atelier,
Hmm.
their Inspira has so many, I feel like, great perks to it
Hmm.
versus maybe Playa Blanca, which has less.
Sure.
So if
Yep.
they're going to golf, and they're staying for a certain amount of time, you get free at Atelier. I think it's like you have to stay for a week or something like that. But or you get a discount. You get discount on spa. Like you do get a lot
Okay.
of extras with that,
Yep.
and so you can look at those differences as well.
Hmm.
Um, Atelier also has in the Inspira like more butler service than
Okay.
I don't think Playa Blanca like it might be more concierge type service versus butler
Okay.
service. So once you get to the higher categories, it's like breaking down exactly what's included in those
Hmm.
extras and what makes sense for that particular person. Like if they're maybe they like spa, but they want like a nicer, like also the hydrotherapy at Atelier is indoor, it's outdoor at Playa Blanca. So it just depends on what somebody wants. There's like those
These,
little differences, but they're
yeah.
big. They could be big,
Yeah,
but
no,
they're
they could be really big. I
yeah.
always invite clients to kind of envision themselves on this trip and just try to like think about how you're going to spend your time. Are you going to go to hydrotherapy? Yes or no? Okay, yes. Like, is indoor, outdoor? Does that feel like a big difference for someone who's interested in spa? That is a big difference, right?
Right.
Um, no, I think. Upgraded preferred club kind of amenity exclusions is a really important point. But like the room categories and the views, I think, the spa, the dining level,
Even the
location is
types of
similar or same.
restaurants, like that could also be another thing. Like Atelier has a Mediterranean versus, and they have 2 Asian restaurants, and then Playa Blanca has one. It was not good, and they also have, but they have a French restaurant there that was
Okay.
great. You know, so there, like, that could also be something to look into, is like the cuisine options.
Yeah, amazing. Lori, this 67 minutes that you have spent with us has been super, super insightful. I love knowing your top 5 because you've seen
Over
a
200.
large fraction of over 200. That's a large fraction. That is like 30% of the hotels or more that are in this area. So thank you for diving into this with me. I'm super thrilled to just be able to share all of these insights with everyone. And again, if you're listening and you're not a part of the Facebook group, bare minimum, turn off the podcast and go join the Facebook group, because it is one of the number one resources in the travel industry, in my opinion. And I'm not like a huge Cancun, Mexico seller, but when I need it, it's there and it's really, really valuable. So thank you again for everything that you've done for the travel advisor community.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
I hope to convince you to come back sometime soon.
Sounds good.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of the Hive Mind podcast. If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a new episode. And if you know a friend or colleague who would enjoy this, please share it with them. If you would like insights from this episode landing in your inbox each week, join our newsletter at thehive.travel/podcast. And remember, if you'd like to contribute to a future episode, whether it's sharing your destination expertise or your experience touring hotels, just head to thehive.travel/podcast to learn more and express your interest. We'd love to have you join the conversation. Until next time.